Howdy folks, Crap Car Hunter here. Today we're going to be doing some chopping out of crap metal. So, as previously stated in other videos, this has had a bit of a patch job, as you can see here. It's not great. It's alright for MOT standards, but it's not brilliant for the condition because it's just been plated over and it hasn't had any of the rot, I suspect, cut out. So today I'm going to cut this one out. There's one the other side, and there's a couple of bits down here as well. There's a bit here and a bit there. So luckily this is double skinned, so I'll be able to just zip that out. And yeah, see what state it is under here. So without further ado, let's give it a go. Got the old trusty angle grinder. I've remembered to bring the extension cord this time. So I just got a bit of a grinding wheel on as the ambulance goes past. Yep. Right, let's get to it. Oh, would help if I plug it in. Ugh. Right, should have power now. Oh yeah. Right, safety squints or safety glasses are on. Here goes. It's definitely on there. Oh. Oh yeah. Rightio. Ah, they really pigeon pooped it, definitely. A bit more on there. Oh, nice. Oh, there's even a bit of tape on the back of it. Right, keep going. And a big blob up there that we need to get rid of. Now I would take the indicator off, but I haven't got a screwdriver big enough to be able to get the nut off the screw. But anyhow, so there we go. So this is the bit of tin that just cut off. You can see bits of the old rust. Now, when you're doing rot repair, just putting a bit of tin on it and pigeon poop welding it in is not ideal. Yeah, because what happens is, because this rot is still here, this will just sit here, and they'd undersealed it as well, so everything just kind of sits there and moisture gets in and just gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and then the repair panel in itself becomes rotten, and it just spreads like a fungus, and that's no good for anyone. Now, you can buy these panels off eBay when they do turn up, but they're few and far between, and and it means that you have to spot weld, drill out the spot welds, one there, 2, 3, I think there's one roughly about there, 4, 5, you have to take this bracket off, and all this kind of unbolt the wing and do it there. Basically, it's the best way to go about it, to remove this panel completely and replace it, but sometimes you just can't do that. You just can't. In my case, I'm just going to chop out all this nasty rot that's here. Chop out all this nasty rot that's here, and yeah. Ooh, fun. So that bit's meant to be there. So if I bring you in a little bit closer, sort me old. Right. That's right. Maybe I pressed the button, it turned itself off then. So as you can see all the nastiness. So this all ideally needs to be cut out here. There is a hole there for something, not quite sure, but we'll find out, no doubt. Now it has got this bent over edge, this lip here, and you can just see the nastiness. So the plan is to cut down here, or probably cut nice along there into fresh metal, zip it across there and then up there, so it gets that rid of that, and at least then when we come to do the repair panel, I can spend a bit of time and just kind of bend it and make sure it's all good in the hood, as it were. So that, come on camera, stand. So that's the state of play at the moment. So I'm going to change the grinding disc for a cutting disc, cut this out. Now we're going to use a bit of CAD, now because I'm over the age of 35, well over the age of 35, computers aren't my thing. You know, there's computer aided design, but before computer aided design there's cardboard aided design. So that's what we're going to use in. I've got a little bit of I've actually got a sketching pad. Now it's not paper thin, but it's just a little bit thicker. So all I'll do is kind of, once I've chopped the hole out, put it on there, give it a good rub with the old clean fingers, and that will give us a rough template. And I've got a piece of steel over there, galvanized, that I need to clean up, and we'll get that sorted. Right, on to cutting. Right, got the cutting, got the disc. So this is what I was using just to grind off the top of the welds. Just using that. It's a nice thick disc. Now I've changed to these plasma cutting discs. So it's really thin. You can see that, nice and thin. Right, best get to it. Always remember safety squints and glasses. And of course you want to make sure that your legs are directly underneath so that the sparks set fire to your trousers if they're not flame retarded. Here goes. Righty ho, right, it's there we go, there's the original Peugeot bit that had rotted out, that they plated over. Look at the underseal on that, just gooped up. So that wouldn't have lasted very long, a couple of years, and it just would have rotted out again. Probably not even that. Now I've noticed there is a bit of a plate here as well that's kind of pigeon pooped in. And that doesn't look particularly very nice. So, we're going to do this, might as well do it properly. So what I'll do is I'll clean up these edges, get rid of this mountain of weld, flatten it back. Now, when you're welding, it's always handy if you can, if the vehicle's been undersealed, which this has, and had a load of other seal to cover a multitude of sins, it is flammable once it gets up to a temp, because it's a bit like this, it's just very sticky and bleh. So when you start welding, obviously welder creates heat from melting the wire, and so you want to clean up the back end of this as best as you can, because if not, it will A, possibly set itself on fire, 2, create a bit of a stinky mess, and D, once this stuff is heated up, it is non-sticky anymore once it cools down. So then again, that causes the issue with, it can let in moisture, and moisture's no good because then it starts rust, and yeah. So whenever you are doing any welding or repairs, try and grind off any of the excess, or I say excess, the old under seal from behind, so at least then you don't risk setting the car on fire. Well, the next bit is to zip that and try and get this plate off, which by the look of it is being pooped there, pooped on there, and then a bit of poop there. Mint. Plus we'll clean up this as well. Now I need to cut this piece out as well, and there's a bit there that I need to just trim off, and then we've got the other side to do, but the main focus at the moment is just concentrate on this side, get it nice and clean, and at least prepped, ready to make a patch for it. Now there's different ways you can do it. You can either plate over the top, but again it leaves, so it's overlapping, but the problem with that is that again creates an area where moisture can get in. You can get a little tool which bends one edge so it will fit in either behind or on top, like a recess, so it fits nice and flush like. But again, that can cause issues. The best way is to make a panel up and as tight as you can, and then spot weld it. Just not, all the way around. So you go spot weld, like a quick, so like one there, one there, one there, and you just keep going round, and then you just keep do until all the gaps are filled, and then you get the old Grind A 6000, and just trim off the heads. But next bit I'm going to do, whilst I've got the cutting disc on, just chop this bit out and see what we're working with here, because unfortunately there's an inner panel there, but it doesn't feel like it's too bad. But here goes. Right, went a little bit deep there, which I've just nicked it, but lucky elsewhere I haven't gone too far. So that's that little patch done. So now what I'll do is give this a clean with the wire wheel, which I probably haven't got. Standard. Also need to zip that bit of a corner out because that's a bit grotty and I don't like it. But yeah, get the old wire wheel, clean this up, then treat it with some Rust-Oleum or any. Oops, got that bit as well. Bit of Rust-Oleum. It's oh, it's a tiny hole there. Tiny little hole just there. Not major. So once that's cleaned up, the metal we stood the screwdriver standard stabbing test. So like I say, clean it up, treat it with Rust-Oleum. This area here, because it's such a tiny little hole, probably end up just patching that with the welder, just a little, and that should be all right for that. Right, got this patch, so I got this all trimmed out, and that I've done the back piece here, which was just this tacked in. And it was only a bit there and a bit there, and yeah, not great. So that piece I'll probably end up doing from underneath. I'll have to cut underneath anyway, which means I have to remove this bumper bar here, support bar. And to be fair, that could do with coming off and cleaning, and yeah. So this is the problem, is that you start one job and you realise there's many other jobs to do. Now, believe it or not, this car does have MOT, and if I wasn't as fussy, I would just not bother with this and kind of, just drive it, get the roof fitted and carry on that way. But no, I'm a sucker. Story of my life. So yeah, so I've made a patch panel there, which fits in. Just needs a bit more tweaking and that, but yeah, that looks a lot better than what it was. A lot cleaner. There is a bit here that I need to sort out, but I'm going to cut out a piece. But yeah, so that's all done. So the next job, or in the next video, I will be welding it in. Like I say, that's not until the next video. Just wanted this video just to basically get it all cleaned up as best I could, ready for actually putting this panel in. So yeah, Does need a little bit more fettling, like I say, but it's getting there. It's not too bad. It's not the best, but not too bad. So, on so I'm going to leave the video there, and the next video I will actually be welding it in. Now, I haven't welded for a long time, quite a few years actually, so it's I've got myself a new welder, new gas welder. I think it's Clark 135 TE, which apparently is one of the better ones to go for. It's quite a popular model, and yeah, like I say, that'll be on the next video. But as you can see, patch panel is ready to clean up and tack in. So if you like this video, I've got others that I'm doing on this. I believe this is the 4th video of the series, so this will be part 4. If you happen to like this kind of content of someone suffer and go through and fix old crap cars, then give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whichever you like, you know, and click the subscribe button, because it really does help. From filming today, I got my first subscriber. Woo! Which really good. So hopefully get a few more subscribers. You never know. But anyway, catch you on the next video. Until then, take care and see you later.